Hello there, I'm the Biblical Translator, and I wanted to talk about fasting today, taken from Mark 3:14. Once when John's disciples and the Pharisees were fasting, some people came to Jesus and asked, "Why don't your disciples fast like John's disciples and the Pharisees do?" Jesus replied, Do wedding guests fast while celebrating with the groom? Of course not. They can't fast while the groom is with them, but someday the groom will be taken away from them and they will fast. So, I was thinking to myself, something's come up on my screen. Yes, I was thinking about fasting. You know, a lot of us think that when we fast, we are meant to do so, and it's supposed to be a really hard and arduous task. You know, it's supposed to feel so deprived and, mostly deprived, because it's about the abstention of food and drink normally with a fast. Some people don't go the whole hog with the drink as well, but for usually it's fasting, and it's sometimes it can be for a period of time, usually 12 hours. I think that's a cop out because you're sleeping for most of those 12 hours anyway, but for some people they deliberately go the whole day or a large part of the day. And when they fast for the whole day, they can kind of moan and look miserable and, always complaining that they're hungry and this and that, and they can't wait for the fast to be over. That's not what fasting is supposed to be about. Fasting is really, when you think about it in terms of what is written in Mark, is about, it's to do with deprivation, because you're depriving yourself of food, and food is like a necessity, but it's also good to do without. And it's that period where you choose to do without. You choose to forego the luxuries of life, and you have that period for reflection. People use fasting for different things. I mean, intermittent fasting is the latest craze, and that's to help you lose weight. I did it for quite a long time. I haven't done it recently. It did work, but it is a good feeling when you fast. You do get a feeling of accomplishment for some reason. And I think, a lot of us were quite arrogant just because we could eat when we want. And then when we decide to fast, it's almost like we've accomplished something. That's not really what fasting is about. Fasting is, it's almost like a sacred ritual. It's to do with cleansing the mind, cleansing the body, a period of reflection, and a reason why you're fasting. We take food for granted a lot of the time. We don't think about people who are in poverty, who can't eat like we do, who can't drink like we do. Some people don't even have access to water or proper food. And sometimes when I watch these Korean movies and the poorer people of Korea, the type of food that they eat and the environment that the food is cooked in, it's just like, oh, compared to the people who are well off and they can afford to buy food that is healthy. So food, we have to think of it as a luxury. We have to get used to eating less and less of food that's just simply not good for you. I believe in always having some as a luxury. I believe all things in moderation anyway. So if I fancy a donut, I'm going to have a donut. It doesn't mean I have to have a donut every day, but I'll treat myself to what I want whenever I want while I can. And then there'll be periods where I say, well, Myrna, try to go a day or a morning or extra hours without eating and see how you feel. Usually it depends on what I'm doing. If I'm at work, I find it more difficult because my brain needs stimulus, and then because my brain needs stimulus, for me it tells me I need food. And when my stomach starts rumbling, I think, no, Mona, attend to it. But I'll have days where I can go a whole morning or several hours without eating anything, not even going to the toilet, not having a cup of tea, where I'm just concentrating so fully that I just don't eat, and I take advantage of those moments. So I think when we're thinking about fasting, let's do it from a perspective or from a mindset that is pure, that is healthy, that is deliberate, intentional, I should say, and from a place where you know it's going to benefit you. I mean, you do know after, I think, 18 hours, your body goes into ketosis anyway, where it absorbs, where it's used all the possible fat that it has in the body, and then it starts dipping into a deeper side of you, so that that is when you actually start losing weight. But I don't think most people, especially when you're thinking about people who are fasting for religious reasons, they don't use it to lose weight. They really use it to get closer to God. They use it for a period of silence, a period of reflection, and just really to open up their minds to different things. You would be surprised. And you know what's important when you're fasting? It's very important that you watch what you watch, i.e. if you're watching anything on TV, or if you're watching any videos or anything, when you're fasting, you really have to be careful what you watch, what you internalize, because when you're fasting, whatever you absorb is going to be more powerful than otherwise. So just make sure that when you decide to fast, you make sure you read things that are uplifting, you have positive affirmations, whatever you watch is inspiring, and whoever you're around is good for you, supportive. It's really important, because there's something about fasting that can really improve you for a very long time. It has long-lasting benefits. Whatever you repeat or whatever you do while you're fasting can really change your whole life. And so it's really important to do it properly and not frivolously. That's why when Jesus was talking about the groom, and you're not going to fast while the groom is celebrating, so when everybody's having fun is when he's passed or when he's left you. That's the time you're going to fast. So it's that period when, it's the come down period, when the enjoyment is all over, and now you need to kind of reconcile over and think about your behaviour, think about what you've been doing, think about things you've said, and you kind of try to rectify that with, a different way of thinking. Too many of us, we don't reflect enough on what we do, what we say. It's really important to monitor our thoughts, monitor our feelings. And so fasting gives you a chance to do that, and for it to really take effect on a deeper level. When you think about what you've done, your behaviour, if there's anything you would like to correct, this is the time you look at yourself, examine yourself, and improve yourself when you're fasting. So I think that's all I'm going to say for now. I hope you found this useful. Bye-bye.